Well, hi there. I'm Anne, and I'm the default cook in my home as well as a few corners of the internet. Today we are making bacon, chicken, ranch, crockpot dip. And this might look intimidating. You don't need this. We are going to shred the cheddar because it does melt better when you shred your own, but it's not going to be the end of the world if you don't. And you don't necessarily need a KitchenAid attachment to do that, but I have one, so that's what I'm using. We're gonna need an 8-ounce block of cheddar, about 2 cups of shredded chicken. This is rotisserie chicken. 1 cup of sour cream, 1 block of cream cheese that's ideally been softening for a bit, 8 strips of cooked bacon. Did I mention the ranch packet yet? 1 ranch packet. And then at the end, we'll garnish with our green onions. So we're gonna set these aside and just skedaddle those out of the way a bit. I'm going to use the larger shred on my attachment. If you're debating one, it's great. It lasts really well. However, it is a little bulky to store because you have this whole attachment and then this nests in, but you've got 2 other graters. There's one more that came with it. So she is a little bulky on the storage side, but very functional. And it does fit the 8-ounce block. So I'm gonna start with shredding the cheddar. And before we dump this in, I was almost about to dump the cheese in this in rather than trying to get every last bit out of the bowl, into the bowl from the shredder. I am going to grease my slow cooker with a little bit of oil. And I just have a spritzer, but you can use cooking spray. This is one of the things I've gotten from the internet that my husband was like, that's actually pretty cool. I was like, yeah, I know. So we'll add in our chicken, our cream cheese, and we can cube this up, especially if you didn't soften it fully. It'll help melt everything a little bit easier. This has actually been softening for a bit, so I could probably put in the whole brick just as is, but we will cube it up. Also, as always, wash your hands before you start. My hands are clean, don't worry. And if you did soften it, make sure you use your butter knife to scrape up, hopefully my dishwasher is not too loud, scrape up any excess that is on the foil. So that we get that goodness into our crock pot too. We'll do this cheese. I'm gonna start with the bigger chunks. Some of this is still like a little bit chunky. It's fine, we're melting it. It doesn't need to look perfect, like it came out of a bag of shredded cheese. It's okay. See, like some I have like these beautiful shreds and some I have like little clumps. It's fine. I don't know why I put this into a bowl. I'm crazy. I was like, oh, it looks prettier. And then I left the sour cream container out for you to look at anyway. Then I'm gonna take a knife. It can even just be with the butter knife here and slice up our bacon into like little crumbles. If you need to get some aggression out, you could put it in a baggie and beat it with something. Certainly better than some of the alternative things you could beat with something. And we're gonna take most, but not all of our bacon and put that in. because we want to have some that we can put on top when we garnish things at the end. So I'm going to save about 2 slices worth to be able to drizzle on top when everything's finished along with the green onions. You can put it all in. It's all going to end up in the pot anyway, and it's not going to hurt the bacon to cook, but if you want it to look pretty on top when you serve it, reserve like 2 slices worth for garnishing. Let me show you what she looks like in here, and then we're just going to mix her up, turn her on low for about 2 hours. If you need to do it faster, you can do it on high, but you need to stir more frequently because we want to make sure we don't scorch anything since we are working with dairy here. And that's kind of all she wrote, but I will show it to you at the end here. And of course, after we add the bacon and reserve some bacon, we need to add our ranch seasoning, and we're just gonna drizzle that right on top. And then excuse me, you kitchen handle cabinet, and then we stir. So we have everything in the crock pot except for the green onions. And now we're just gonna stir it all together and turn her on low for about 2 hours, maybe a little bit longer. After stirring, she doesn't look like much, but she's gonna be delicious. And just a little side tip, I used the butter knife here to scrape off the spatula so we got everything into the crock pot, except of course our reserved little bacon and our green onions. All right, it's been about 2 hours and our dip is fully melted and ready. I got out our bacon. I actually found 1 more slice of bacon in the fridge, so we might garnish with a little extra. We'll see. And while it was cooking, I did go ahead and chop up my green onions, and I wanted to share a little tip with you about that. And it's that sometimes green onions get crushed pretty easy on a cutting board with a knife, and so you can just grab your kitchen shears and it's a little easier on them. So the more you know. And now we are ready to garnish. Let me bring you over here and show you. I also toasted up some little pieces of bread for dippers, but chips or crackers or whatever else you want to use is great too. All right, so you can see here's our dip. I did stir about halfway through. Everything is nice and combined now. And we just kind of flatten it out with our spatula. And we'll turn this to warm for serving, which is actually why I used such a large crock pot for this, because this one has a warm setting. I'm just gonna sprinkle our bacon on. And some green onions as well. Now we just take our little dippers and we have a delicious, easy dip made right in the crock pot, and it'll stay warm all game while we munch and chat and hang out. I hope you love this as much as I do, and that it is a hit at your next gathering or your next Wednesday evening. Whenever you make it, I hope you love it. And I also want you to remember that you are doing a really, really great job. Take care of yourself, and I will see you next time. Oh, and I always forget to tell people to like and subscribe, but go ahead and do that so that I pop up in your feed a little more often. Talk to you later. Have a day that is as wonderful as you are.